Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 12 of Direwolf20 Server Play Series, hanging out on Forgecraft2. Soren is having fun.
Whee!
Way to go, buddy. Yes, Neptune Pink says don't mind the echo. We just got a beta version of the Forge IRC mod, which allows you to have an IRC conversation in-game, and it's kind of doubling everything that's said, so it's kind of hilarious. But, you know, minor bugs. Yeah, echo, exactly. Exactly,
yeah, I get blue.
Yeah, see? See how that echoes and is weird?
Yes.
Yeah. Alright, so check it out, guys. I have a pretty basic AE setup going here for all our chests. So what we've got here is all the items in the chests established as so. And we've got ME storage buses down here, all kind of handling the items that are allowed to go into the chests. Now here's the deal, okay? This is pretty cool, actually. I got two things to show you guys, which are both awesome. First off, I set the miscellaneous junk chest, which, by the way, is already getting a little full, so I might need to make a second one of that. I might have actually possibly even turned this miscellaneous junk chest into a disk drive, just because that might work. We'll see. But, you know, that wouldn't be too bad of a deal. So what do I got? I got all kinds of junk in here, right? And I set the priority of this guy to 2, which means it's a higher priority than all the storage buses which are on the network, which are priority 1. Okay? So what that means is basically, you know, this guy's priority 2, it's going to take precedence over any of the other chests in the network. But one of the things that Applied Energistics does is it will automatically go ahead and put items into a chest that already exist in there. So for example, if I got some rubber out of this chest, and then I just put it into the AE system like this, yoink, the rubber should show up back in the chest. And it did. Why? Because there's already rubber in that chest. So it's automatically going to kind of put things in chests where they already exist. It'll kind of make that a higher priority. So even though this is a higher priority chest, it'll say, there's rubber in there already, so I'm just going to put it in there. Pretty nice, right? Now the other thing I want to do is go through and click this little button right here, partition storage. Configures partition based on currently stored items. So if I do that for all the chests, it'll guarantee that no new items show up in chests where they don't belong. So for example, if it didn't know where to put some items, it might wind up throwing them in here. It would first fill up this chest, but we want to make sure that the things that are currently in the chests are the only things allowed in there. So that's why I'm going through and hitting this button. Pretty neat, right? So now I can easily say, like, the items that are currently in the chest, they're the only ones allowed in. So now if, like, this ME storage, you know, overflow chest fills up at some point, it, you know, won't start throwing random junk in all my other chests. Cool. So, configure, and I'll probably organize this a little bit better in the future, and then eventually we'll go with, hey, there's Neptune. Eventually, we will go with, what kind of armor are you wearing?
No.
Is that from Twilight Forest?
Knightly armor.
Knightly?
These are on backwards.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Night metal ingots. Twilight Forest?
Uh-huh. It's a newish thing.
Cool. What do
Shoes
they
are
do?
on backwards.
Neat.
It's so new that the boss is broken.
Well, a lot of it does say work in progress. Alright, final thing I want to do here, guys, is put some facades on top of these storage buses just to make them look a little bit nicer. So, Neptune's opening the cookie jar.
Yeah, wait. No, shoot. Give me
Look how
still
fancy
a
it looks.
cookie.
Who took the cookie from the cookie jar?
Neptune did. I saw him.
Oh, man.
That's not how the song goes.
Oh. Sorry. That's how it goes in my head.
Neptune did. No.
Oh, and then you can see that down here, I've kind of done a little bit of prep work on some stuff. Moved a little bit of the wiring around so it's nice and well hidden, you know, at least as best as it could be. I'll probably move this stuff behind the walls at some point, but for now, I've set up where some of the machines are going to be. I'm thinking, Soren, we just have machines all along this wall, and this whole wall here will be auto-processing machines. We'll have everything from macerators and induction furnaces and all that stuff that'll automatically smelt and take care of our ores for automatic input, and then we'll also have the automatic machines for, like, you know, anything that we want our auto crafting system to be able to handle. So anytime we want to be able to auto craft something, it'll also be on this wall of machines. So this will basically be a giant wall of automated machinery.
Nice.
You like?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I think it looks pretty good, right?
Indeed.
Alright, so I'm going to move this Soren chest. Because that's exactly what it
We
is.
have a boat. Oh.
Alright, you can move this orange chest. Yeah, why do you have a boat? I don't know.
Blame the SWE. He gave it to me and said I need to break it.
Okay.
I don't know why.
It
Shouldn't be
First
too
boat.
hard. Just find a lily pad.
Lily pads are pretty brutal. Just making sure everything went into here like I thought it would. Nice.
Although, it's probably the boat's fault for being so fragile.
Alright,
It
so
is.
Soren, what do you say we get to work on some IC2 machinery that'll allow us to start automating some of our processes down here? That sound like a good plan? Alright, cool. So
Somehow
off to
I get
work.
Somehow I get the impression that a paper mache boat would probably work better than a Minecraft boat.
Maybe.
Am I a boat?
Well, it probably wouldn't explode if you touched a lily pad with it.
Here you go, Marathi. I'll show you
Oh,
a
it doesn't
highlight
explode
later.
lily pads now. Lily pads explode
Obviously, you
when
should make your
you
boats
touch
have
it.
lily pads instead.
What now?
I don't know.
Lily pad
I'm just shaking my
makes a
head,
fun
yes.
boat.
Yeah, we'll definitely want some tin. Alright. Oh, I've got some ME cabling in here. Nice. All kinds of junk in this chest that I forgot about. Oh, tin
Yay.
plates. Double nice. Alright, I'll take it. You know what I'll probably want is a little bit of bronze. I've probably got enough stuff for that. Alright, guys. I'm going to get to crafting. What's this silliness? Oh, I see. You were testing that microblock thing?
What?
Guessing that was Neptune?
I don't know.
I don't know. Alright, we'll be back in a few minutes, guys, once I've gotten everything working the way I want it to work. And have a couple machines to start working with. Thinking like 2 macerators, I don't know, something along those lines. Should be able to put 7 of each of these in, that should work. Yeah. Alright, be right back. Okay guys, we're back because it's time for more experimental IC2 changes to be demonstrated. New things, new changes. Looks like refined iron is going away, apparently. No longer is refined iron being used. So instead of having to cook the iron into refined iron and then hammering it into plates, it's now just straight up iron plates for things like the electronic circuit, and also for things like the basic machine casing are just iron plates. So I guess it's just instead of refined iron, now it's iron plates. So really it's not so much of an extra step now, it's just the same number of steps as before. Interesting. See, look, yeah, iron furnace is just iron plates. Okay, that looks kind of cool. So it looks like, I'm not going to say refined iron's going away, but look, even like the mixed metal ingot thing is different. Interesting. Okay, cool. So yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but pretty neat. Things
We'll
are different.
see how it plays out.
Yeah, no, definitely different. I'm not going to complain. I think that's cool. I think what happened was it seemed like it was like more steps to craft the IC2 stuff, but now it seems like it's the same number of steps as before. Maybe a little bit more effort, but not that much. Like now you just have to metal form instead of smelt. So that's not too bad. I can deal with that. Also, you can automatically metal form by using the hammer, so might even be easier. So that's kind of cool. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not sure if it's done or what the progress is. I just noticed that the machine casing recipe has changed. Nifty. Well, guys, I want to report another change in Industrial Craft Experimental. You get 2 item casings per bronze plate now, and I guess that's for all item casings. It used to be 1 for 1, now it's 2 for 1. So that's kind of a good change.
Yeah, that's
I like
my
that.
fault.
Yeah.
Nice. I appreciate that, Borax. I appreciate your faulting. Soren, do you have any wood?
No, I changed them all to chests.
Okay.
So I can
There's
make more
a chest.
sword chests.
I know. You love Soren chests.
I do, because I like a clean inventory.
We're getting there on the items, guys, I promise. Be right back. Alright, by the way, I'm in the middle of making all the machines. I've got almost everything I need. I just have to upgrade these electric furnaces into induction furnaces, and then I'll have all the machines I want for our house, Soren. But you want to show me something?
Yeah, go back here
Okay, what you got?
and press that button.
Push the button. Okay.
Again. Two-sided door.
Nice. Now make it so I don't see the pistons.
I'm working on that. But you can come down here and see how it works inside the workshop.
Oh, inside the workshop? Okay.
Marathi, I used your mod.
What? Marathi has a mod?
Yeah, he does.
Trolling.
Lies.
He didn't know how your mod worked. He's like, how come these button things act like buttons? I'm like, I'm pretty sure
No,
they
I
act
knew
like
how they
levers.
worked. I didn't know what the differences between them. Are there differences between the four?
The differences between all the buttons is purely aesthetic
Okay.
for the moment.
I told him to add this piston part.
Neat. I like it, Soren. Very cool.
I like the piston edition, Marathi.
Yep, basically it makes it a T flip flop, which is
Yeah, I know.
useful.
That's why I'm using it.
See, I thought at some point that switches were an internal T flip-flop.
I suppose, yeah, I can see why you think that. But no, if you actually look at the front of them, when you toggle them on and off, it turns red and green, like, basically it has an on and off indicator in the front. Which reminds me, I need to actually put, I need to add something to my issue tracker because I had a request for color blindness mode.
Oh,
For what?
that's so sweet.
Car blindness.
Cool. Alright, guys. I think we're ready to build everything down there. I'm missing one induction furnace, but let's see. Am I almost there with the coal dust? Yeah, I think we are. Alright. Give it a second here. And we're back, guys. Dun 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 dun. So these will be induction furnaces. These will be macerators. So the first set of the machines here, these two will be placeholders. I haven't made these machines yet, but that's going to be the ore cleaner and the thermal centrifuge. That'll give us extra resources from our ores. And then down here, we're going to have a macerator, an induction furnace, a metal former, an extractor, and a compressor.
These first four are rendering properly for you, correct?
For me, everything's rendering
Yep.
properly, because I
Okay.
paced it. And this is where my
So
LV
what?
transformer is going to go.
Hey, Marathi, don't lick people. No.
I'm allowed to lick Lady along. She doesn't mind. I has permissions.
Not in my chat, you don't.
What? I have a dry tongue. I lick her like a cat.
What the what now?
Wow.
Is it a good thing
I
that
think
I haven't
I'm
been
just
paying
gonna sit
attention to
here.
anything he says?
Just keep ignoring him.
I think I'm just gonna sit here and let Marathi just weird you out so you think I'm normal.
No, that's not possible.
Yeah,
Normal
let's
by
not get
comparison?
carried away now there, buddy.
Dude, you're weird to me. Said that says something.
Oh.
Let's not get carried away. Alright, the one
Look at
nuisance
this
about
bit.
not having this all in a line, I might want to move this guy. Let's...
Oh, great. Now my
Set it
pickaxe
right.
wants me to place store in chests.
Don't break these things now.
No, I right-clicked with my pickaxe and it placed the chest.
I think the AE system has a little touch of lag when you add and remove things for it updating on the screen.
Yep.
I will have to report that. Alright, so do I want one ore washer or two? Because if I had two ore washers, then we could have like placeholder. That might not be a terrible idea. Two ore
Probably would
washers
be better
and two
because it's
thermal.
faster.
Yeah. Alright, I'm just going to move the macerator to the end of the line here. That should be fine. So these will be placeholders for the machines to come.
Kind of odd. It's random which ones don't render properly for me when you place them.
Yeah, it's probably just like a syncing bug or something like that.
It is. If I relog it, fix it.
Oh, this guy is
Maybe.
struggling to get power. Why would that be? Probably because this guy just hasn't filled his internal buffer yet.
And turbines are kind of broken.
Or none of them had, that's why. Now it'll fill up a little bit faster. And we'll probably want a lever on this thing. Just trying to decide what side, because if we want to insert into the top and pull out the bottom, it's going to have to be the front. Sorry, ugly, but it is what it is. If we're inserting into the top, and, well, you know what I could probably get away with? No. Can't really think of anything else I can get away with. We'll leave it there for now, and we'll move it if we can later, after we've got all the wiring hooked up. Alright, so how are we for power gen? We should be still producing more than we're using. Good. That's definitely a good sign. We'll bump this up to an MFSU in a bit, but that requires a lot of changes to the way this works. I'll probably have to make sure that my induction furnaces get all the overclocker, or they'd have to move down to a medium voltage line, because they have to be on medium voltage. They can't get the upgrades. Or I could always just go with basic furnaces with more overclocker upgrades, but those are annoying to craft. So we'll get to that in a bit. We'll get there. For now, not a bad setup. And like I said, this is the auto crafting line. So anything that needs to be automatically macerated or compressed or extract or metal formed or induction furnaced will all be done down here. And this will help us to craft. So if I say, like, you know, make me a machine casing, it'll automatically know the recipe for the metal former. It'll be in hammer mode, and it'll just put iron in there, get the casings, and then pull them out and make it for me. Once we have a auto crafting thing from AE. You like Soren?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So, real basic, I think the first thing I'd like to do is get some, probably some fuzzy export and import buses. So let's make a couple of those. So we're going to want a couple buses. We're going to want the fuzzy version of these. So that's a fuzzy export and import. We're going to want 4 of each, right? So for that, we're going to need 8 total ME processor things. And I'm just curious, how many do I have? 1. So I'm going to need 7 more. I'm about to use like almost all our last diamonds. So maybe I'm just going to go with 4 for now. So let's do 3. That'll do. I'll smelt that up in a minute. And we want basic export bus. So we're going to want 4 total of these, right?
Actually, do you still have that cobalt hammer on you?
Yeah,
I can go mine.
if you want. It's up to you.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's in my tool thing. There you go. You want to take my pickaxe too? It has looting 3 on it.
Sure.
Alright, I just need to find another pick.
Use one for
I got this one.
first.
Cool. Totally can't wait till we can auto-craft things. This will be awesome. One more of these.
Next up, charcoal.
Alright, basic import is 2 of them.
There we go.
Basic export,
Get it.
2 of them. And that should be pretty close to awesome. I might want, while I'm here, a couple more
Awesome.
cables. That's about all I got for now. That should be good. That should be pretty close to good.
Yay.
So the reason I'm making this fuzzy, by the way, guys, is we want to make sure that any type of copper can be inserted into it instead of just the ones that I designate in the GUI. So by making them fuzzy, it means that's fine. So for example, let's see. I've got, do I have any different types? Tin and tin. All right, I've got 2 different types of tin here. Okay, so let's take a look at what happens. We're going to see this in a moment. All right, that should be good for now.
Word. Tally ho.
So that's a basic import. So we want to export, right? So we want a fuzzy export. Probably don't really need the advanced, so yeah, that's fine. We can use the import. So fuzzy export bus into here. Cool. And then we're going to want into here a basic import back into the network, right? Yes. Fuzzy export, basic export, basic import. What? Oh, this is probably why. I knew I put the wrong thing somewhere. I know I had 2 of these. Alright, so you go there. And don't worry, we'll make this look a little nicer in a minute. Trust me. I've got Rorax here. She'll Rorax my base for me, she promised.
Uh-oh.
I'm committing you to things,
Did I?
Rorax. No, but now you did.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
okay. That's fine. Yes.
Tally ho.
Alright, so for the fuzzy export, we're going to say match any comparison, I guess. That's cool. Always active, move stacks of items at a time. Now we'll just move single. Doesn't really matter. Move stacks. Alright, and I'm going to put tin ore in here. Okay. Now the reason I made this fuzzy, if you didn't see my mod spotlight, is the following. Watch what happens when we look up tin ore. Okay. I'm going to put one of the type of tin that I placed in there. Notice it didn't show up in the network. It's probably over here getting macerated. That's because any tin ore that matches this exact item is going to go into the macerator and get cooked up and turned into a dust. And then it'll be extracted into the system using the import bus. So imported back into the AE network. I hope somebody's pretending to be a creeper in my house and not really a creeper in my house, because that would be bad sounding.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, I know, right? So now if we look, we've got crushed tin
You
ore.
probably get about 10
Okay.
YouTube commenters going, "Oh my god, his house blew up, lol."
Alright, so what I'm going to do next is put this tin ore in the network. And if this thing works, what we should see is the item disappeared. Where'd it go? Into here. Even though it's not the same item ID, it's not the same item, because we used a fuzzy export bus, and these two have the same ore dictionary reference, so they're both tin ore, it's saying I'll put any tin ore in there. Notice how it's not putting anything else like gold or copper ore or any of the other ores that we have, okay? So any of the other ores are not going in there. Not until I add them to the interface. So for example, I'll grab some copper ore, okay? And we'll do the same thing. So copper ore, what else do I got? Gold, lead could probably be auto taken care of, as could silver, okay? And we've got the types of tin already, so that should be good. So same deal. I only have to put one of each ore type in, basically. So let's put them all in. So we've got copper. We'll want... I don't think I have any iron ore by chance right now, but that's okay. We've already got tin, we've got tin, we've got tin. We'll have silver, and we'll have lead. And it's probably already working now because it's dumping all the silver that we had in the system that we just hadn't smelted yet. So if I put all this stuff back, eventually we'll get all this done and taken care of. Now I'm going to go with another basic import bus in the back here. So I'm going to replace this guy with a basic import. This is awesome. And another fuzzy export. We'll go here. Cool. And this guy, we're going to match on, for now, crushed. That's the word I'm looking for. Crushed silver ore or crushed tin ore. Now, true story, we will be changing this once we get the ore washing plant and the other stuff, because we're going to want to wash it and then etc., right? So we'll get to that, don't worry. But for now, we'll just put this in here. We'll say crushed silver ore and crushed tin ore are the ones that go in. And note that it's going to start smelting all the crushed ore that we have. Nice, right? And if I put this stuff back in the ME system, it'll automatically take care of it for me. And now we've got a bunch of awesome stuff. Nice. I like it. And since I did my math wrong, I realized I'm good here. So, oh, CPW fixed the echo on Forge IRC. Nice. Not live, obviously. We'd have to update the server, but... Alright, so I need a couple more buses here. Soren, bring me back at least one of every type of ore, by the way, if you can. Like some iron. Up, you're back already.
Here, it's that. That's all the awards I got so far.
Okay, cool.
I'll keep that in mind next time.
Thank you, sir. Alright, guys. A little bit of crafting off camera, and then I'll be back. And we're back, guys. Guess
I got
what
stuffs.
I got? Oh, you got stuffs? Cool, I got stuffs too. Ore washing plants and thermal centrifuges.
Yay, I got a stack and a fourth of diamonds.
Now, if only I had an aqueous accumulator.
Or even a water block.
Who could I talk to about an aqueous accumulator, Soren? Do you know anyone who's in chat right now with us?
King Lemming, perhaps?
My mod anymore.
Are we making that public knowledge now, or?
Just did.
Okay.
Okay. So who has the mod now, King Lemming?
Not me.
He's just like, I don't care as long as it's not me.
Ouch.
Oh, he doesn't care about you, Murphy, does he?
So who has the mod now? What am I missing?
I feel like it starts with M.
And ends with the Canadian.
You caught me.
And it ends with a Canadian. Why do I have a Canadian attached to my butt?
You know what I need is more
I
glass.
it's Rorax's fault.
What?
I forgot about that.
Don't blame me for Canadians.
Put it this way, TE has been outsourced to an overseas development team.
Oh.
It's true.
So what now?
He outsourced it to other people outside of our country. I see how it is.
It's true.
King Lemming is now just kicking back and enjoying the... What exactly are you enjoying?
Retirement.
From my
Retirement.
Yeah, PhD program. It's very relaxing.
Yay! I'm in a hopper.
Oh, nice, dude. I'm about to make, you know what? I think I have some gold pipes that I want to get from here before I leave. Do I? I have a little bit.
No,
You know, it's
PhD,
interesting.
not PHP.
Yeah, PhD. Although both can be just as stressful. I also like how, because he still hasn't made the specific direct answer, chat is amusing.
It is.
Well, Soren, that leads me to something tricky.
What do you do?
Well, do I want to move these ore washing plants?
Possibly.
Here's the problem. They need to be hooked up to water. But,
Yep.
like, they also need power and import and export buses. So,
Well, we can just make water come out of these front bases.
Don't one of Benny's water bees automatically
Like that.
inject water directly into any eye tanks in an area?
we want to do it like that, Soren?
Yeah, and then we just have it go down. Facades cover.
I guess. I just don't like the blocks being there. I mean...
What was that nest? Nope, these.
I don't know how much I like that, Soren.
I don't know, he said something about a bee. I want to know.
He said
That's
water
true.
bees automatically fill up any tanks, but I don't know how fast they fill them up, do you know? I mean, I could test it in a single-player world real quick.
I feel testing is me.
Alright, testing will happen.
I don't
YouTube, I think we're about hitting up the wrapping up point here. So how about this? Next episode, we'll be back and figure out how we're going to get water into these machines. There's a couple options I could have. Like, I could just move these machines to the end of the line and separate them with a single space, and then have the water pump, like, you know, in between the two machines. So something like, you know, machine, water pump in the middle, and then facade that. That's a worst case scenario. But we will do that if we have to. Because it doesn't really matter in the end where the machines are. I wanted them just for the concept of, you know, all the, you know, ore processing that's automated on one side and all the auto recipe stuff on the other side, but it doesn't have to be that way. Anyway, for now, what's that, Soren?
We could also hook up an intertank to water and just have it everywhere. Only have one input.
We could, but a lot of the things that we have going on over there require lots of water. Like, definitely the steam boiler needs its own pump. It can't share pumps with other things. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, for now, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed episode 12. We'll be back next time to work on expanding this setup, basically automizing everything. And once we have everything automated, then we can start auto mining, getting something with a quarry, or I'm thinking I might want to go Steve's Carts setup this time, Soren, just to play with Steve's Carts.
Ooh.
I know, right? And I like your cookie jar. Guess what? I touched
It
it.
needs to move.
Alright, guys. Take it easy.